Greetings. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing today?
Hey y'all.
Yes.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time. We sorry we did not
hmm
send out notifications for you all. Listen, life has been lifing, okay? And we have won. Okay. Okay. So welcome. Welcome to Spirit Wisdom Reset, honey. Spirit Wisdom Reset. It is time for you to see what we have been doing. We're going to give you a little quick sneak peek. And that sneak peek is going to we're gonna discuss some things after, or during, whichever way it plays out. We're just gonna go with the flow. We are going to show you of our first episode um, for the podcast. And sis, can you tell them where they can find us? They can listen to us where now?
They can go to any of their favorite podcasting platforms and they will be able to find us. All you have to do is search Spirit Wisdom Reset, and you will be able you should be able to find us. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple, um, and I will also drop the link. You'll so you can find which platform works for you here in the comments, and it'll also be in the description.
Absolutely. Now, Spirit Wisdom Reset is just like it said, Spirit Wisdom Reset. It's time for us to reset this thing. I mean, in every area of your life, honey, you need to reset it. We're going to talk about a vast area. We're going to cover vast topics of all different types. This is a place where we are going to just allow ourselves to be free to be who we are, when we are, how we are, with no apologies, honey. Sometimes I have like a real potty mouth. Sometimes I just kind of let loose, depending on what it is we're talking about, right? Sometimes I get a little raunchy. So don't mind me. If you don't like it, cover your ears, because I'm gonna always be me. Okay? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and some of the things you can expect. So the audio aspect of the first two episodes have already dropped, but you can expect episodes to come out on Wednesday. And so we're going to have the audio version of it, which you can find as mentioned earlier on your favorite podcasting platform. Um, and but then we have the video aspect of it, the video podcast, which you can find on our YouTube channel, and you'll notice that will premiere on Wednesday. The first one will premiere, but today we're going to give you a sneak peek um, for some of that, just so you can get a
I'm
little bit of
excited.
a head up.
Yeah, I'm
And
excited. I'm really
yeah, we'll share some of our insights before you know, before we conclude. You
yeah, before
ready?
we bounce about this piece. Okay, before we bounce about this piece. Okay. And if you haven't already, go ahead and get on our VIP list. That is where you stay in the know. That is where, down the line, beautiful things will happen. We will have behind the scenes after parties. We will be able to discuss more in-depth things and questions that one may have. And yeah, so we are, go get on that VIP. It would behoove you to do so. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I am ready when you are, sister.
All right, let's
Let's get
do
this
it.
thing popping. Hey. Bam, 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 bam.
Spirit is a reset
Uh, uh,
podcast. Yeah.
yes. This is Spirit Wisdom Reset. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing out there today?
Greetings, everyone.
Yes. So today we're going to get into what would you like to talk about, dear love?
Let's talk about what this podcast is going to be all about. What is Spirit Wisdom Reset? What does it mean? What should people expect from us?
Well, what does Spirit Wisdom Reset mean to me? Hmm. I guess it's a conglomerate of things, but for spirit, for one is to be led by spirit in order to obtain the wisdom, in order to know when one should reset. That's what this is about. Giving little clues and thoughts and different patterns you can pick up within your own behavior that'll help you understand when it's spirit speaking to you, what wisdom is coming from those words that are relevant to your right now moment, and how to reset your mindset and shift. And you know what I'm saying? For me, that's what this podcast is going to be about. For everybody that's, you know, drawn to us, they're at a space and a place right now in their life that they are ready. They're still new, but they're not. They've been around the bend a little bit, but realized as they made it around that curve, sis, it wasn't what it was. And so they just like, oh, wait a minute. So where do I go from here, kind of thing? What you think?
For me, Spirit Wisdom Reset is about redefining what your spiritual path can look like and integrating that in a way that is practical, in a way that might seem too simple at times and can be easily applicable to your life right now versus something that you have to continuously prepare for and go through all these hoops, because goodness knows we've been through many of those. And I feel like this is a message to that version of myself that was just beginning that new path of personal development, of spiritual reawakening, and wishing that I had this sort of guide, this audio guidebook, so to speak,
right.
to you know, someone that could share some of those experiences in a way that made sense, versus all the, you know, there's so much spiritual jargon out there.
Yeah,
there's so many different ways you can go. A lot of spiritual traps,
a lot of
out there. So
traps.
Yeah, and I think just having a perspective from a Black woman, a lesbian woman, I think is also important. So,
and a woman that's in a trouble.
Hey.
Mayette is in a trouble. That's what my sister calls it. The trouble. That's the right.
Yes, yes.
In a trouble. Y'all forgive that noise. We are on a good location. We are just, if y'all could see what we see and what we've been experiencing since we've been here. Listen, guys. Woo wee. It's been amazing. Like
Boop.
Boop, boop, boop. Listen, I want to go back. Oh my God, that video gave me so much energy. That video gave me so much energy. Y'all, check this out. We were mulling this over, right? We had worked together before. We've always worked together, you know, in groups, as chosen leaders to teach and guide in various ways, all spiritual, right? And we've done some separate things, and then we came back and circled back around again, and then we're back together again. It's my sister, y'all. And it's just been a wonderful journey. We decided that we wanted to create something different from what it is you're used to. We wanted to give it to you real and raw. We want to tell you the truth, the facts. We're going to give you experiences that we've had with our own lives. We're going to give you experiences that we've had with our training, right? Our certifications, our licenses. And our desire is for what we discuss with you and what we discuss on the podcast, as you are listening, when you're driving, when you're doing your dishes, when you're washing your clothes, when you are, you know what I'm saying, just getting you a little relaxation and you got it in your ear. Our desire is for something to spark something inside of you, something to ignite a flame, something that is relatable so that you can see where you are and improve. But see, a lot of people don't want that. A lot of people want to be in the humdrum things. A lot of people want to be, you know what I'm saying, all out there in them streets, and trying to, the almighty dollar is going to tear them down. Not saying that I don't want you to make your paper, but I don't want your paper to make you. basically.
Right.
I want you to really see what's most important. You can't go far without internal guidance. You can't go far and it be sustainable without some sort of guidance, some sort of mentoring. And you have to know who's the right mentor, what's the right type of mentoring for you, and so forth. So, listening to some of the things that you will hear in our shares are going to help you identify some of the things that's actually holding you back, some of the ways that you're holding you back, right? Some of the issues that you have swept under the rug and don't want to really look at. We discussed a lot of different things when we did our live series pre-launch over on our on all the pages. Actually, we did live videos on creating your own lane, and those of you who were a part of that, we thank you. Those videos are still available for you. You can go back and look at them. Listen, we are fresh and new to the pod. Well, she's not fresh and new to the podcast game. I am. She been doing this damn thing. I'm fresh and new to the podcast game. Our podcast is a baby, so I want you to help us grow our baby. I want you to share it out. If you feel that there are women in your life that can assist, that can be assisted by some of the things you hear us say, share it to them. If there are men in your life that you feel like will be able to be assisted in what it is you hear us say, share it with them. Share. That's the name of the game. Share. Help us grow as we nurture our baby. And we appreciate you in advance. But that clip right there was the beginning of beautiful magic, baby. That one right there.
Yes,
That
it
was the
really
clip.
was. Yes, we are glowing. Okay. We were in you know, a secret location, but
Uh-huh.
it was really cool
Mhm.
to actually put this together. And so, what you'll see, and so this will premiere the video version of this episode will go live tomorrow, so you can expect that happening on Wednesdays. Um, but the audio is already on the audio platforms, so you can just find that. And yeah, we hope that you can just relate to some of the things that we share, and that you find it useful to some capacity. And then, of course, if you um, are not already on our VIP list, then definitely do that. We do create space for you to share feedback. We want your feedback. We want your suggestions and things like that. So definitely something you can expect. And one of the differences, so leading up to this, we were doing the Creating Your Own Lane series, and that's just like our live streams. So,
Mhm.
and you can find those on our video based platforms. And that was just to kind of prepare you for some of the things that we discuss and that you hear us talking about in in the podcast. And every once in a while, you'll see we will still um, pop in and do a live stream, but it definitely won't be in the same capacity as it was leading up to it. We were kind of just doing that to
Right.
prepare you guys and create the lane, right, to prepare you
Right.
for this project that we've been working on. That's really been a year or two in the making of wanting to get this together.
Okay.
So yeah. so so yeah, I'm excited about the feedback, and really about having something. I wish something like this was out there when I was in like my beginning stages of discovering
Mhm.
myself in a new way. Like it's really
Yeah.
about. It was about when I think about that time in my life where I was um, on this new road of self discovery, and really wanting to, not wanting to, having to make a choice of like, find, like, if I want to truly know who I am, like, I have to release and release all the things that have been comfortable and familiar. And that is such a huge aspect of the crossroads, and why we started with that. And so,
Yeah.
um, the crossroads represents, this meeting point, this point of decision where you have
Right.
to make a choice.
Mhm.
And and that could be scary sometimes.
Yeah.
And another one of the things that you'll notice on the podcast is that sometimes we'll have things in like a series where we're focusing on one topic and we're kind of diving into that. So you'll see that for the first first several episodes, but then we'll have some other things too, some wild cards and stuff like that. So some stuff will have a bit more structure and process to it. Almost think of it almost like a like a coaching program in a way, right? We're just got like an overview of some concepts, and there's like stages to each one. So that's kind of what you can expect. We have 2 or 3 like sets like that, and then we'll have some other stuff mixed in between. And so yeah, what else do you want to share, Mayette?
Listen here. Sometimes you need to know when your ass be fooling. So we're going to point that out too. Sometimes you need to know. Yeah. Sometimes you just need to know your ass be fooling. When you're lying to yourself, you know what I mean? Sometimes you need to know when you are creating a trap for yourself, whether it be in relationships, whether it be with your job, whether it be personal decisions that you're making for how you'd like to live your life. We touch on everything. It's not just a show about one thing. We discuss everything relationally to yourself. As relation to yourself and improvement, this is what that is. Every time, any and every way we can improve, that's brought to our attention, we're going to share with you from our experience. I would like to hear a little bit more from our pre-recording. Let's play a little bit more for them, shall we, sis?
Yes.
What would benefit those who are listening to us?
Yeah.
Like, how can we actually contribute? Because everybody's doing this. What do you see? Oh, God damn it. Don't do me like that.
We gotta edit this part out.
No, we're not editing shit.
I think it's like, oh shit.
Oh my God.
I was not ready because I'm like the mirror. Okay.
Listen, we are.
Oh no, wait. I gotta. Okay, let me give you the inside scoop. I would end it on that part. So there was this thing coming down. So because we're facing the window, and then you just see this contraption coming down. I was like, what the hell is that? No, and we've been hearing these loud, crazy noises.
That's at the thing. Says we're facing the window, watching the water. We were overlooking the ocean. Okay, we were on site, y'all. We were on site. We will eventually have destinations where you guys will be able to come live, but we were at an ocean in an undisclosed location, right? And we were enjoying the view as we were sharing. And like my sister said, something just started coming down and it scared the shit out of her. And of course, she talking about edit it out. Hell no, we ain't editing it out. We need to let the people see what it really TI is, okay?
Yeah, it was so funny. I was like, okay, we just gonna leave it in. And we just kept it moving. So, okay, let's see what we were talking about after that.
All right. On location, baby. I know y'all probably hear that in the background. It's them waves, honey. We can see them. We got a little pinky toe in them if we wanted to, okay? But yeah, that scared the crap out of me. Shema, we're gonna edit this out. We keeping that shit in, so y'all need to see exactly what y'all gonna be working with, okay? You're gonna see every aspect of us. Good God Almighty. I almost jumped out my chair.
Oh my God. Okay.
Back to where we were with the now this joke is 222. You gonna be out there just
and you hear okay.
Okay, look.
Listen, the amount of the amount of stuff that was going on, there was like construction. We're just like, you know what? We just have to push through. And it's such a representation of like you can want something and sometimes if it doesn't go perfectly, then you're just like, oh no, fuck it. I'm just not gonna do it. It's like, no, like still keep it going. we just gotta make it work. And that's exactly what was happening. There was some technical issues, so you could see some stuff was kind of spotty, but we still kind of kept moving and just allowed things to move through because that is a part of life.
Absolutely.
So this definitely is a reminder of that.
perfect representation of what life is. I'm talking about your shit could be going real smooth and then bam, excuse me, we got to cross the road. For me, we got 50 cows crossing the road and I'm in a rush.
Okay.
so life can this is a perfect representation of life. You know what I'm saying? How she could be going real good for you. Everything is going good. You feeling good. You feeling good. You flowing, and then bam, some just come, life just come and knock your ass down. So it be so funny. So this is just a small representation of that. Go ahead, sis.
So let's see what else we got.
Listen, where were we? Listen, where were we at? Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Do you remember where we were? From that scare, before that scare, let's dial it back.
The distractions of like doing a quick ritual.
Oh, yeah. You want microwave healing, distractions of doing the quick rituals, and you don't want to take the time to do what is required of you in that moment to get you through that flow. We were both in spaces and places where we were healing some things. And for me, there was recognition of all that I had injected myself into. When I say injected, we do that. Injected myself into in various situations and so forth and so on. And I was spread too thin. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I had to make a decision on what was most important to me at that time. And I had to literally get to the space to where I allowed myself to be guided and by divine consciousness and not that of my past experiences. So for me, that's how I was able to flow in time with what was happening with us as far as the birth of this little baby of ours, right? So for you, what would you say?
It just felt right.
Mm-hmm.
Felt pretty simple. Like, it's just like, oh, we should do something together.
Mm-hmm.
Let's figure out what that could be in a way that is, that doesn't create chaos. Like,
right.
It's like, let's find the ease in this,
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like, and what would work best for both of us, what's sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's go from there and see what happens.
Right.
And just be, and it goes back to the flow of things. Like, let's, just see kind of what happens with no, let's just be invested in the curiosity in the process.
Yeah.
And see where it goes from there.
Yeah. That was awesome.
I would love to touch on that point of like finding the ease and, and also being curious, leaning into curiosity with the process, because, when it comes to the crossroads and just your journey in general, that plays such a huge role. Instead of focusing on, like this fear of the unknown, it's like, and I don't know what's going to happen, so let me be afraid of it. It's like, ooh, what do I get to learn? What do I get to discover?
Shift that damn perspective.
Yeah, exactly. Just switch the perspective around from I don't know what's going to happen to ooh, what gets to happen? Like, what do I get to find out and learn about myself? And lean into curiosity, because you can't, like, that's everything is in the unknown, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so even us doing this project together, it was like, okay, it's just we're gonna figure it out. And it's and that as is life.
Indeed. Yes, we did, baby. Yes, we did. So you want to play a little bit more of this for the people?
Yeah, we can down. Let's see. I'll come down back a little bit here.
Messages or downloads, or whatever you want to call them.
What'd you say?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say that you guys, as she's already stated, some episodes are already out. Parts of, so you can catch this in full on your favorite podcast, streaming podcast, right? Listen, y'all, I'm gonna learn this lingo.
Yep. So and I'll drop the page here so you can hear in the comments for those of you that are
and y'all welcome.
And you can also find this in the links of our wherever you're watching, in like the description, it'll be posted there as well. So that way you can find whichever platform.
That works well for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us. I see a few people over in the chat. We did not make you guys aware that we were going live. We just kind of busted up in here on y'all. But I thank you guys for watching, and for those who are watching the replay. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So let's play another little snippet, and then we're going to share our thoughts.
Sometimes they hurt. Sometimes them jokers ain't all bells and whistles. Sometimes they're commands and demands.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about? Can we rewind a little bit?
There's you want to call them. Sometimes they hurt. Sometimes them jokers, we don't want to put false. We don't want y'all to think it's all beds and roses, and we're giving you a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever step process. But you're gonna sit in each one.
Right.
You can't expect to just go. You're gonna sit in each one, but that part of accepting and welcoming, and you know what I'm saying, and greeting those messages, because sometimes those messages or downloads or whatever you want to call them, sometimes they hurt. Sometimes them jokers ain't all bells and whistles. Sometimes they're commands and demands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, sometimes there's some shifts and some shit that needs to take place.
Pain.
And physical pain. Come on now. Because a lot of times in that stage is when specific ailments seem to show themselves.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Certain ailments show themselves, and you have to really shift into a change. You know what I'm saying? So when you're at the fork in the road of a specific area in your life, you've received 1, 2, 3, 4 steps thus far. There's been 4. Yeah, you've been received. So after they receive it and they're welcoming to it, what do you feel they should do after that?
Then it comes to decision. It's all about deciding what, now that you've been receptive to the information and to what's been coming up, and then it's time to make a decision on what that next step is. And that decision should be based on how the different, whatever choices are in front of you, how it actually feels. And it's
Ding, ding, ding.
And it's okay for things. It can feel a little. You can feel fear, and it can be the right decision still. Because sometimes the things that might scare you a bit, and I feel like it gets confusing for people sometimes. Like sometimes the fear, if you're experiencing that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. Sometimes it just means it's pushing you outside of your comfort zone a bit.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes. So with that one, where do you feel it kind of touches on, it's funny how what we landed on, we were almost touching on it a bit before we actually landed on that piece. When it comes to the things that you want in your spiritual journey, there's things that you can want to change, and it's not always going to feel good. And that physical pain, honey, is real.
Yeah. Is real. Is real. Like, to expound a little bit like that, like we were saying, things can show up in different ways, right? When it's time for you to move, to make a move, just to go outside of what you normally used to change how you see things. Sometimes we can be so stuck in the way we see things and refuse to shift and alter into a new, fresh perspective, that we cause ourselves to have that type of physical, emotional, draining, or even pain within our lives. And we wonder why sometimes we don't have no energy. Motherfucker, because you ain't listening.
Exactly.
You ain't listening, and you're refusing to move. You heard what it was. You got that in the pit of your stomach. You felt it. You heard something. You had a dream. You know what I'm saying? Or even you were being sent, a messenger was sent to you. Whether you watch something, I know y'all you ain't got to consider yourself spiritual, okay, to have had these experiences. When you are on these social platforms, or you passing a billboard, or you're in the store, or you passing something, and all of a sudden it's a flash of somebody ain't even talking to you. They're not even talking to you. It's not even anything related to you, but it is related to you. You still don't want to change. So after you get those kinds of messages, whether you believe them or not, whether you're in tune to listening to them or not, they're there. If you don't listen, take heed to those types of messages, your physical body will be affected in one way, shape, form, or fashion. Your physical body will take the hit if you decide that you don't want to do what is required of you. You know, you'll get headaches out of nowhere. I don't know where they're coming from. Oh, I got all these headaches, you know, not always, but you will find that your resistance is causing the pain. Your resistance is causing the pain. So when you are given these downloads and directives, right? Pay attention to them. Sometimes they hurt. Sometimes you don't want to like do them because it causes you to release friendships. Sometimes you don't want to do them because you like, well, ain't nothing going on with this situation with me and this other person. What you mean? You don't want me to say, just stop, just halt, no more talk. I mean, can I give an explanation? Right now, it's time for you to be quiet because see, there's some things that need to be moved out of your atmosphere so that you can be at a proper vibrational frequency. So that you can hear clearly and know how to act effectively to get you where it is you're supposed to be in this next part of your journey. So when those things come in, shoot, y'all pay attention.
Yeah. Yes, pay attention to the signs. Someone's asking, do y'all know what human design is? Yes, I'm very familiar with human design. Man, that is a deep dive, and it's good stuff.
Yeah, human design. I've delved into it a bit. I've delved into so many different things. There and just to let you know that all of them together, if you utilize them together, human design, astrology, numerology, if you will utilize and more, but those are the prominent three. If you utilize those together and look at where they are, if you place them kind of like on top of each other, you will see a broader picture, if that helps.
And that right there is, and that's the thing too, when it comes to like religion versus spirituality, and how if like being open to different aspects of what that could look like. So an example, a religion is a very clear, like it is a narrow view of one concept in a specific path, which doesn't necessarily, it's not, and this is not about right or wrong, right? But then there's a bigger scope. And when you look at other people's, it doesn't matter what you believe in, it's about like, okay, if you just to understand that there's different practices, there's different belief systems, there's different paths, but there are similarities in certain things that you'll see. But sometimes there's this fear of, oh, well, this is my belief system, but you're afraid to learn to understand, learn to just gain the awareness of what's happening with these other things to find, because there's commonality with some things. There are some things that are different. Okay, so that's one aspect. Another example is just like when it comes to who you are based off of what you've been conditioned to believe, very narrow focus, versus when you start experiencing these different signs, these different synchronicities, or you feeling your intuition kind of being like, man, like this is pulling me over here, or I want to learn about this. And then you're afraid of those things because you've never done it before, nobody in your family has done it before, or whatever the thing, then it's like you're keeping that narrow view. So it could be with mindset, you see, and that's an example of just because no one else in your family did the thing or taught you this doesn't mean that it's not possible for you or that it doesn't exist. And so that's another example of how if you just stay in one narrow view or one perspective, you are missing out on what else is out there. Not that you need to know all the things and everything, but to recognize that there is so much more to you and there's so much more possibility and there's a lot of more interconnectedness than you realize.
Baby, you better say that. The commonalities of the key components of whether it's religious based or it's a spiritual practice, the commonalities of those things, if you allow yourself to broaden your horizon a little bit more, just to delve, not to shift your perspective, not to alter what it is you believe at its core, because when you believe something at its core and you won't let that thing go, then when you do decide to go out and venture, you judge. Don't judge, just see it from a lens of how someone else, another culture does things. See it as a lens of
of what's going, and then you'll be able to see the commonalities. You'll be able to see some of the common practices. They might call it something different, whether it's religion, whether it's a spiritual practice. There are various spiritual practices. Hell, religion is considered a spiritual practice. It is just the way that it is done. And so what we have done in our quote unquote spiritual community is we've decided to make our way the only way. Right. Majority of us have made that this is the only way. And then we just dog out Christianity. We dog out Hinduism. We dog out Judaism. We dog out all of these other practices with different cultural backgrounds. This is what they grew up as with, this is what their family has been practicing over and over and over again. Now, if you want to get into some things, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do it. How about this? How about when you are at the space of, I'm going to bring it back to this point, when you are at the space where you need to shift, don't be so damn judgmental about the messenger or the way the messages are given to you. Just, you can miss a message, you can miss guidance, because it is not given to you always in the form that you believe.
Right. Yep.
Say it like that.
And that's usually how it shows up too. And there's a question here. How do you become more open to another perspective when you're used to a particular one? And this is where, you get these synchronicities, you get these messages, you get like these things, this repetition of things starts to show up. And it's just like, what is, like, why does this keep happening? Why does this keep showing up in this way? What does this mean? Right. So these things start to happen. And a lot of times it'll find you, or you'll just have this thought or this inkling of something. And then it shows up and it appears, or it could be in the form of a book. It could be in the form of somebody talking about a topic that you were kind of thinking about and somewhat interested in, or it piqued your curiosity. It could come in the form of you going to an event and then that it really like sparks something in you to kind of want to explore it more. And exploration does not mean commitment.
Right.
You're not committing to, it's like, let me explore, meditation. And now all of a sudden, like, you're some meditative practitioner. It's like, no, you might decide that it's not for you.
Right.
Let me explore, so for me as a tarot reader, it's like, let me explore tarot. You can explore tarot and not identify and not agree with the use of tarot. You can learn that it's not for you.
That's true.
Same thing for yoga, same thing for different dietary,
right.
lifestyles. You can decide that, you can explore plant-based eating and not identify and not commit to plant-based living.
Absolutely.
You can enjoy some aspects of it, or you can explore it, and because you're just trying to figure things out. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
what is good for you?
It's not so binary of, because you're exploring it, this means that you agree to it. This means a thing. Sometimes how can you know your perspective of something if you don't know anything about it?
Right.
Like look at politics right now. We ain't gonna get into politics, but it's just like people are not even trying to understand the other person's view. They're trying to make rules off shit that they don't know. Like, you have no idea.
Don't do it. Listen, I think the baby Samaya, I hope I'm saying your name right, baby. How do you become more open to another perspective when you're used to a particular one? How can you become more open to a new perspective? By realizing that there is more than just you in this world. By realizing that other people have had other practices and they ain't dead. They still living on. I'd be curious. I'd be wanting to know what you doing over there. Curiosity without attachment. Going in without any judgment. Going in, baby, knowing that you are solid in where you are. However, you would just like to read. It's kind of like when you move from, can I even make this analogy? Yeah. It's kind of like when you move from, algebra
to calculus, right? You move from one concept to another. You will find that they are closely related, and there are similar formulas that are required to get the end result. And you don't have to adopt the principle to see that there is another one. I always use this reference. People talk about, a lot of people say that the only way one can arrive at a specific place is through a specific door. But that's the only door that they've been shown. If they just had turned their head to the right just a little bit, there's like 6 more of them over there, can get to the same place. You have so many different roads that have one ending point. We want to separate, because as we do that as a people, we want to separate certain things because we want to have the best. We want to say our way is right. That's us as a people. That's ego. Our ego wants us to say that this is right. This is the only way right here, man. But there are other people. If you walk through that other door, if you take that other road, everybody gonna end up at the same spot. Most people gonna end up at the same spot. So to open yourself up to new perspectives means to eliminate bias that you've imposed based off of what you've learned with your current perspective. If that helps, I hope that helps, baby. I hope that helps.
Yeah. And some of that will also be answered through the Crossroads series that is dropping. So if you haven't had a chance to listen, then you can check that out on the audio platforms, or stay tuned for when the video version goes live tomorrow. So the first 2 episodes that are live on the audio, those 2 videos will go public on the YouTube channel tomorrow, or Wednesday, which is, I don't know for whoever's watching this, on the 22nd of March. So yeah, we hope that you have gotten some good perspective. She said you ain't say it right, but it's okay.
I ain't say it right, baby. Girl, I'm sorry, honey. Sumaya, look, I'm gonna mess it up. I keep on. Look, Shannon, I can say that.
She says, I get what y'all are saying, being curious without committing and eliminating bias. Yeah, through experiences. Do I got it? Yes.
Yes.
Sumaya.
Yes.
So, yeah, we hope that you got some good insight, and we're excited for what is to come and how this evolves. And yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also rate the podcast on depending on which platform you tune in on. You can also rate the podcast. So definitely do that. And other than that, we will see y'all on the next one. We don't know when the next one's going to be, but every Wednesday, a new episode will drop for the podcast. The video and the audio will drop. So we will definitely see you on that. And
you said it right, Ujo. She said, yes, Ujo. You said say it again, Ujo. So when I see her again, I can say it right. Say it.
Sumaya.
Sumaya. Oh, that's pretty. Sumaya. Okay. I like that, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are going to wrap things up for this evening. And we hope that you get as much joy and just entertainment and education out of this, just as much as we have, because we've learned so much through it as well. So any final words, Mayette?
If you want to catch the replays of our live Creating Your Own Lane series that we did, which was like a pre-launch, you can definitely do that. They're uploaded on all the platforms. Instagram, we've had a bit of an issue with connectivity. So don't go over there. Just come on over to YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook. You know what I mean? So you can catch that every Wednesday, as my sister said. To reiterate, you will have a live video version of the already existing audio version that will be uploaded already for you. Rate, share. We want to grow this because we want to reach people who need some help. Like real talk. That's what it's all about. Reach people who need some help. And if we can help in any way, we want to do that. We will be doing our part. You can follow Ujo on all of the platforms. You can follow myself on all of the platforms. We look forward to further getting to know you on a more intimate level. So don't forget to sign up for the VIP, because that's where you get the intimate. So we're going to start doing a lot of things there. It's been wonderful tonight. Welcome. Hey, girl, listen, we done gave birth to the damn baby, girl.
Yes.
We done gave birth to our baby. Now, for y'all to understand what we just said, y'all got to go check out that first one.
All right, y'all. See you on the next one.